What up, blockchain nation? What up, YouTube? Welcome to All Things Blockchain. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button below and make sure you hit the bell button so that you can get weekly notifications whenever we release videos. For those who are subscribed, I want to say a big thank you. You are indeed far too kind. Awesome. So today we're going to answer the question, what the heck is a stable coin? What's a stable coin? As you know, with cryptocurrencies, part of the reason why the concept of Bitcoin and Ethereum hasn't gone mainstream for so many reasons. A couple of those is, one, it's extremely the number of transactions you can do per second. Bitcoin, as of this recording, does less than 10 transactions per second, and Ethereum does about 15 transactions per second. There are tools and other layer 2 solutions are out there that are going to help us to scale Bitcoin and Ethereum, but that's just one of the reasons why it's not gone mainstream, in my opinion. But the second reason is because it's volatile. Volatile means that the price fluctuates, and it can fluctuate by as much as 10, 20, 30% in a 2-3 month period. So that means that, imagine if you wake up one morning and a cup of coffee is $5, and then by the evening a cup of coffee is now $20 or maybe $7 or $10. It makes it hard for retailers to price their products. Anyways, hence the concept of a stable coin came into place. So what really is a stable coin? A stable coin is a cryptocurrency, or it's a form of money which is backed by clever cryptography, and it sits on a blockchain. Well, not necessarily a blockchain. There's some tokens that are an adoption, are ERC20 tokens, an adoption of Ethereum, that are not necessarily sitting on a blockchain but are just tokens. Anyways, what is a stable coin? A stable coin is it's a token that is stable in price. So there are different kinds of stable coins. There is the asset-backed stable coin, which is basically has, for the issuer of the token or for the issuer of the coin, the custodian has reserves in place. For example, will be like Tether is a very good example. Through USD, the Gemini dollar, and Coinbase has its own stable coin. So that model is collateralized. There's collateral, but it's very, very centralized. So what does that mean? That means the issue of the coin, for each token that the token holder gives out, the custodian has local currency or fiat currency in his reserves. I think that's also the model that Libra is going for. You can watch my previous video where I talked about Libra and how we're basically a layman's definition of Libra. So for each Libra token that's issued out, the custodians will keep US dollars in its reserves. The problem with that concept is that we have to trust that the token holders have the currency that we give to them. So for example, if you look at Tether is a good example of a stable coin. So transparency update, the reason why they have to put this out there is proof of funds, which means they have to show everyone that they actually have in their reserves. For each token that's issued, they must have the same amount in their reserves. So it's as you can see, it's 100% backed. For every Tether that's out there, it's always backed by reserves, which will be in local currency like US dollars. So it's supposed to be pegged 1-to-1. So yeah, it's great. It sounds like a great noble concept, but the only challenge I have with centralized a centralized stablecoin is that we always have to trust, there's the word, that the token holders have their reserves. They're not spending their reserves. Kind of like how the US dollar started. For every dollar that was issued out, the United States government had gold and silver in its reserves until 1971, when Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, and then it seems like we had more, or the US had more dollars issued than what they had in the reserve. So we have to trust that these guys won't do the same thing. So also Gemini is also another one. You see Gemini Exchange, you also have the Gemini dollar, which is also a stable coin. For each coin that is issued, it has supposed to have the same amount in their reserves, and there's so many of them, and I'll just give you a list probably below, and I mentioned that before. So it's a novel concept, but the only challenge with this centralized, collateralized approach is that we have to believe that the issuers have tokens in their reserves, which I don't know. The whole concept of Bitcoin came into place because of the fact that we don't necessarily have to trust anyone. The algorithm or code does the trust for us. Anyways, second option or second adaptation of a stable coin, the second model is this approach, which is a decentralized, collateralized approach like MakerDAO. What I love about MakerDAO is that I don't have to worry about, or the Maker, let me show you, they have their tokens here, the DAI stablecoin. So there are two aspects to Maker. There's the DAI stablecoin, and then there is the Maker coin token as well, Maker coin as well. But I don't want to go into all those details, but let me just show you this for DAI. Let's arrange it by, no, I'm trying to bring it up alphabetical order. Here we go. So if you see, this is the DAI stablecoin. As you can see, it's $1. It fluctuates a little bit, but for by and large, it stays, you know, level at $1. So for each DAI coin, it's supposed to be at par with the US dollar, and it's managed to do this for a while. As you can see, the graphs, it's fluctuated a little bit, but for the most part, it's managed to stay close to the US dollar. As you can see, it fluctuated to 8 cents, 96, but close to $1. So what I love about the Maker coin is that it's like a decentralized central bank. It is decentralized on the aspect that it's running on the Ethereum blockchain. So for each, in order for me to create DAI, what I'll just do is I will just pay in Ether, which is cryptocurrency, into a smart contract, which is called a collateralized debt position, and then it generates DAI. I'll probably do another video to go into details about how the MakerDAO approach works, but the bottom line is it's a decentralized, collateralized approach, which is phenomenal. I don't have to worry about trusting some entity that to tell me that, oh yeah, we have in our reserves as much currency, as much tokens that we have issued out. This is not the case in this, which is very, very cool. So I think this is a decentralized central bank, and the Maker approach, in my personal opinion, is absolutely phenomenal. You know, way of doing this, which is good. So the Maker token aspect of it helps to maintain governance on the network. And then the last approach, I don't have an example, is more of a decentralized but non-collateralized approach, whereby the entire network is based on a clever algorithm that uses some simple math to do some kind of economics of demand and supply, and I'm not sure if that approach will actually work, in my personal opinion. So for a stable coin, there are three approaches. One is to have a collateralized and centralized approach, like Tether, True USD, the Gemini dollar. Coinbase also has its own. I even heard that recently that Walmart, let's check this out. Walmart is getting me on the action. Walmart crypto. Let's see if this will come up. Walmart crypto. No, why does Walmart want a cryptocurrency? What does Walmart expect crypto to project more? Wait, Walmart cryptocurrency books. I'm looking for something. Walmart to issue crypto. Oh, let's just use this one. So why does Walmart want a cryptocurrency? Bottom line is, maybe you can read this article, that even Walmart is going into this whole blockchain space or cryptocurrency space. So they're probably going to issue a stable coin, which I think will also be a collateralized, centralized approach, where you would give Walmart your dollars or your pound, and then they'll give you their own coin, and then we have to hope and pray that for each coin that's issued, they have enough reserves to match what they've issued. So I'm sure they're going to use this I'm sure they're going to use a collateralized approach. Same thing with Facebook's Libra. I did a previous video, like I said, on that, so you can watch that. So it looks like everybody's going into this first approach, which is how to have a stable coin that's centralized and is also collateralized, which is interesting. But I think this Maker concept or other companies who are coming out with more of a decentralized approach, in other words, it sits on a blockchain, kind of like Ethereum, as opposed to Rory. Or you can see it's public knowledge, as opposed to praying and hoping that some centralized body will have my best interest here. So I'll just show you this family. Where am I looking for? Yes, look at this. Oh, this is cool, but that's not what I was looking for. Platform data, which is cool. So you can see it's public. I don't have to worry about some central bank telling me that, oh yeah, we have enough in our reserves. This information is actually public, and you can see exactly how this application is doing, and you can see how much they have in their reserves. You can see how much Ether has been locked. So it's public, it's fully decentralized and is collateralized as well, which I think is a good approach. So that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, so I hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. So stable coins do not fluctuate in price like how we have other cryptocurrencies that fluctuate in price. If you look at, just visit CoinMarketCap and you see what I mean. You see how, you know, most currencies, like, they fluctuate by the 2%, 3%, 4%, 1%. Imagine a currency that fluctuates every day or every other day as much as 8%, you know, which is interesting. But for the most part, stable coins have remain stable as a comparison to local currencies or to fiat currencies like the US dollar. Pardon my rambling today. It's just been one of those very long days, but I had to do this video for you guys. Anyways, hope that helps. Let's know what you think. Please subscribe. Until next time, my wish for you is that you learn more about blockchain technology or get involved in blockchain technology, because I believe that those who get involved early will definitely impact the future. And if that's you, baby, then let's go change the world, man.